goes in there with a couple of cans of spray paint, you know, and defaces one of the statues, one of Amerigo Vespucci, pardon me, and also Amerigo Vespucci, Vespucci, and also the bust of Christopher Columbus, and you know, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it really gets your attention. You're thinking, now, wait a minute, is it like the Secret Service? You know, what's going on? They just let a woman in there with cans of spray paint, and but it happens, and it happened here today. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, down there at the World Trade Towers, there was some, I guess, graffiti artists. Yeah. Do we have a photo of that? Did we send a guy down to... Look, there you go. The best we could do. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's the best we could do. We had a day-long meeting, and that's all we came up with. It's pretty good, though. I mean, it was done nicely, don't you think?
Yeah, well executed.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to take a second here of the big show and go through some small-town newspapers and show you interesting items from all over the United States. Paul, here we go. I feel like I feel like a 600-pound guy today. Okay, here you go. This is from the Valdez, Alaska Vanguard. Let's see. Visiting author Shelley Gill, right there, wearing a urine-tanned Russian Indian dress, shares stories during the reading fair on April 2nd. Well, I'm guessing the first story was the one about the urine on her dress. These are actual items from actual publications. Right. We didn't make that up. No, we're not that smart to make up a little joke about urine on your dress.
Couldn't
actually happen. You can't write this stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Make it up.
This is from the Madison, Florida Enterprise Recorder. All right, mark this date, August 8th, from 1 to 3 p.m. National Breastfeeding Week will be celebrated with a breastfeeding party at the Ag Center on Highway 90. Certainly brings new meaning to the term BYOB, doesn't it? Hope I can get the urine out of my dress before the big party. Okay, it's like a small pizza. You know, you get like that pizza man. What do they call it, pizza man? What's that pizza man? Pizza Hut.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like a small pizza. It's fit in a box just about that big.
That's right.
Yeah.
Individually wrapped.
Yeah,
for your enjoyment.
Right. Okay, Paul, stop it.
I'm trying to tie things
I know,
together.
you're trying to connect everything. You've had too much fudge, honey. By the way, that was Daddy, that wasn't Mommy.
Yeah.
I have so many voices in my head. Hard to keep track of, sons of bitches, ain't it? Okay. This comes from LaGrange, Indiana News. Earl Magley is about to demonstrate, using a hot dog, what happens to human flesh when it comes into contact with the underground voltage of a power line. Coincidentally, this is how they prepare the hot dogs at Yankee Stadium. Did you know that? Earl Magley. Now, there's a guy with time on his hands. Today's the day I'm doing the big hot dog demo. You want to come early and bring your steel-toed shoes? I'll be the thing on that. Watch this. I'm breaking my back trying to entertain America. That guy's buzzing hot dogs on a high voltage line. That's why he's Earl Magley and I'm Dave. Here's a business listing from the Fort Worth, Texas Star-Telegram. Yeah, the presentation is everything, ain't it? Just mount up these two shreds of paper on a big black card.
There was a lot we couldn't
put that on an overhead projector and maybe chroma key it in, laser, beam it off Mars, send it to Seattle. Here's a business listing from the Fort Worth, Texas Star-Telegram. Marble Peabody Beauty Parlor and Chainsaw Repair. If you lose an ear, the haircut is free. Especially if you're wearing a urine-stained dress. Thank you very much for that vote of apathy. That's very... Madison, Florida Carrier, happy birthday, 9 fingers with all my love pudding. Wonder if Nine Fingers gets his hair cut at the beauty parlor and chainsaw repair. So you got to pay attention. You always got to pay. So why you get them VCRs in the morning while you're having your Wheaties? Take a look and try and put the thing together.
Dave.
Huh?
Smalltown.
Oh, yeah. I thought we had finished up.
No, we're still.
Oh, we're still? Oh, okay, fine. Paintsville, Kentucky Herald. A lot of these coming from Kentucky. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
a lot of them, too.
Why is it?
I don't know. I have no idea. Paintsville, Kentucky Herald, hidden in this crop of tobacco. Lundy Arms, 72, chops down his plants to hang next week. I'm telling you, some people never take a bad picture, do they? Where is Lundy? Lundy? Lundy! Got a whole series of these. Find Lundy.
Yeah.
Where's Lundy? Can't find him. We get him some work with that Earl Magley, and we get a hot dog out there, and a couple of butts and a hot dog, and there the boys are flying, ain't they?
Dressed.
Oh, what? What's wrong with this side up? All right. This is from the Lewiston, Maine Sun Journal. Employees want crack at egg farm. Oh, my God. What's going on? Apparently the employee lounge wasn't enough for them. Now they want that crack. They want the crack there. And then picking them eggs or whatever they do with them eggs. Okay. This is our last one. How we doing on time? Huh? Right on time? We're way over? Yeah, but this stuff's solid. You're lucky tonight. You're lucky we're over tonight, pal. Yes, sir. You're whistling Dixie, my friend. Dawson County, Georgia. This is the Advertiser. Old-time gospel singing featuring special guests, the Chosen Quartet. All right, let's just see here. Let's just count them up here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, my God, it's a miracle! Hey, we'll be right back with tonight's top 10 list and Peter O'Toole.
With me, as always, my lovely assistant, Kenny. First, we're going to demonstrate the mystical art of levitation, and then we're going to tell you how it's done. You, miss, you in the blue, would you mind coming up here? Your name? Joanne. Joanne, would you have a seat, please? Three. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now here's how it's done. Kenny? Twins.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Kenny. Nice job, man. Wow. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I want to tell you something. That is going to turn the magic world on its ear. When they see that, I mean, kaboom, they just blow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's how he tells it how it's done. He
exactly.
exposes
Oh, yeah,
it.
that's right.
Exposes magic.
We just saw it right there, Paul. Thank you.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in my right hand is tonight's top 10 list. Let's... Category tonight from the home office in Wahoo, Nebraska. Top 10 signs you've seen the movie Titanic too many times. Top 10 signs you've seen it too many times. Now, that's why they're getting this unbelievable business. It's all repeat business. People are stunned and mesmerized. They have to go back. Here now, top 10 indicators that you have seen that movie too many times. Number 10, you keep asking your bus driver if there are enough lifeboats. Number 9, you just released a rap album under the name Iceberg. Number 8, your typical diary entry, another day without drowning. Number 7, your Jurassic Park pajamas now seem horribly outdated. Number 6, you just had watertight compartments installed in your pants, ladies and gentlemen. Number 5, on passport, you list occupation as Titanic loving fool. Number 4, there's urine on your dress. Number 3, say that. You know you can say that on TV, especially talking about urine
Sure
and
you
stuff.
can.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
know you
you've
could say
just
that.
proved it.
No. We used to have to say, take a leak. And then I didn't know if you could say that. And now, no. You don't get to say it's urine now.
Wow.
Yeah. We're really evolving as a society, aren't we?
Yeah.
The urine on your dress. Number 3, after 100,000th viewing, you finally realize the ship's going to sink every damn time. Number 2, according to your wife lately, you've had a little trouble keeping your dinghy inflated. Did you know we could say dinghy?
No, you
Did
can't
you have
say.
any idea we could say
No,
dinghy?
you can't say.
You
No.
couldn't say dinghy, could
No,
you?
you can't
there
say
we're
that.
just
We'll
talking
cut it
about
out later.
dinghies. Oh, my God, you kids are crazy. And the number 1 sign you've seen Titanic too many times, you're always damp. Hey. We'll be right back with Peter O'Toole. Let me see. Hi, Peter. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Welcome to the theater again. How are you?
Not too bad.
Did you have a nice holiday?
I did. Yes, I was going to go to Ireland, but I had to stay in England for a while.
What was your when you were a kid? What were the holidays like then for you?
It's wonderful I don't have to do anything at all. The Christmas before the war began.
All right.
1939. And I was 6. And I was determined to see if there was a Father Christmas. You call him Santa Claus.
Santa
But
Claus.
in Ireland and England we call him Father Christmas. Same fellow.
Yeah.
So I crept down the stairs, avoided my minder, and I was determined to see if this Father Christmas bloke did exist and was he coming. And I was crouched at the bottom of the stairs, and naturally I nodded off, and I heard noises. I thought, he's here. Open, switch, light, and there's my mother standing at the light. And these are the days when Christmas trees were put up only on Christmas Eve.
Right.
And there was my father sitting on the floor with a Christmas tree across himself and his bowler hat over one eye and brown paper bags. And I marched up and I said, "Daddy, is there a Father Christmas?" Well, he got up and went through the door. What I didn't know is he took a brown paper bag with him, which he obviously blew up. But all I heard from the shut door was a bang! He'd blown up the bag. And he came back in, looked at me very solemnly and said, "Peter, Father Christmas has just shot himself."
That's a cute story. Wow, as a kid, but the guilt you must have suffered all your life that Santa had killed himself in your kitchen. What a horrible thing for a kid.
No, I felt rather reassured. It proved he had been human.
In fact, he was there at one point. Sure, dead now, of course, but had been here earlier. You just missed him. He's now getting cold in the kitchen. Do you have and I feel like every time you're on here, I ask you the same thing. Do you have one of these great stories about when you were doing live theater? Just, it seems like you can't really do theater and not have a couple hundred of these stories.
Well, I can tell you of a theatrical fiasco in which I was involved, but for which I was not responsible. Honest.
That's fine, okay.
It was a queer piece. We were touring in the 50s, later 50s in England. The setting was a beach with, on one side, a door and a flight of stairs leading down to that beach. And the whole of the back was the ocean, the sea, with blue cyclorama and screens and scrim, tending to be the sea, cunningly lit, with concealed lights being foam and phosphorus and ripples.
Wow, this is pretty good.
The curtain went up on Sylvia Sims and me in swimming gear, having appeared to have been in that sea, having had an early morning dip. I was Roger, and Sylvia was Pamela. And coming down the steps of the beach house and going towards a deck chair was Nicholas Meredith, a merry man. And Nick's lines, which have been burned into my memory, were, "Morning, Roger. Something about a deck chair. Austerity, poise, and comfort. The austerity is an illusion, the comfort is achieved only with difficulty, and the poise we leave to Pamela." It was snappy stuff, yeah. Well, Nick had decided that he would address these lines while he was putting up a deck chair. Well, it was one of those wooden jobs, you know, the old-fashioned with the canvas and the
Difficult.
struts. You know, difficult.
Unwieldy.
You have to stick into the notches
Right.
and, you know, finger jammers.
Good kangaroo
and,
on you. Well, you know, when it is whap, just whoops, it's the kangaroo down there. Yeah.
Well, sometimes he got the chair up, sometimes not. At all times it was funny.
Yeah.
And over the weeks of this boring tour, it got funnier and funnier, as these things do. And Nick was a pathological giggler, which giggles he could conceal, in his view, by conceive that this very serious play. I was, no more laughs, really. But must stop. Because we were giggling, and as you know, it happens in the theatre. It's ridiculously unprofessional, but nevertheless, it does go on. Curtain went up, Sylvia and I came tripping on. Nick attacked the chair. Something about a deck chair. Austerity, poise, and then to extricate himself from this comical nightmare, he improvised a line. He said, "I'm going to post a letter," and leaving behind a pile of canvas and timber, he marched resolutely into the sea. There was a palm tree. I popped behind the palm tree, thinking, I didn't do this. It's not my fault. On his progress into the sea, fully clothed, he kicked over a light. It sparked, smoke, a little flicker of flames. Sylvia just left the stage. I pretended I was disappearing and invisible behind the palm tree. Nick was floundering around in a burning sea. And onto the stage came a fireman, dressed from head to foot in firefighter's kit,
Of course, sure.
with that big brass helmet on. and the fire bell was going off, you know, the round brass
Yeah,
job with
right.
the hammer going, "Gling." And he had an axe. And the whole thing was in flames. And the curtain came down, and that was the end of that very serious play.
Peter, you have a new film, Phantoms, opens on January 23rd. I hope it does very well for you.
Thank you very much.
The best for a happy, healthy 1998. Please come back anytime. Good to have you here. Peter O'Toole, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Martin Scorsese. Wide on Friday, here's the extremely talented Martin Scorsese. Always a pleasure. Nice to have you here. This is it's a lovely book, and thank you very much. You gave me this book for a Christmas gift.
Yes, I did.
That was
yeah.
very thoughtful of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked with Peter O'Toole?
No, I never did. I wish I could. I don't usually types of pictures we make don't cross paths. However, you know, back in 1962, we had seen Lawrence of Arabia. It's one of the greatest pictures ever made. He was so extraordinary. And I remember going to the Copa to see Copacabana.
Huge, huge happening night spot here in New York City.
Absolutely. At that time, particularly during the 40s and 50s and early 60s, to see Sammy Davis Jr. And we were there watching Sammy Davis, and he was doing a whole routine. He was fantastic. And we were sitting like in the back on one of the balconies because I wasn't a member of a crime family in New York. You don't get in the front. You know, but it's true. It's true, you know.
Well.
And so we were in the back, you know.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. Anything we can get to see him. And he was doing wonderful acting. And then he said, listen, I'm going to do, you did impersonations. And he said, I'm going to do an impersonation of somebody you may not know right now because not many people, the film has just opened. And he did a wonderful impersonation of Peter O'Toole.
Oh.
It was fascinating.
Yeah, and that's interesting, and people must have responded to it regardless of not knowing Peter O'Toole.
Exactly.
Just Sammy Davis Jr. Sure.
Yeah.
25 years ago, Mean Streets,
Yes.
is that right?
25 years ago.
Wow, my God, is it? It's unbelievable, isn't it?
I know.
What if your first film had not worked out for you at all? What would you be doing now? If that had just said, well, we gave it a shot, it didn't go, what happens? What do you do?
What do you do? I had to do something in movies, I figured.
It would have been movies one way or the
It would
other.
have been movies one way or the other. I think editing other people's films, ruining those, possibly. You know. Trying to force my own style and their style, who knows?
What was your family's response to the first movie, the first real movie?
Well, Mean Streets, the opening night, that it played at the New York Film Festival, Alice Tully Hall. My mother and father were there, and at the end, there was a lot of applause, but also some boos, which was good, which was really good because there was a lot of controversy in the audience. And we came out into the lobby, and my father wiped his brow. He said, "Never again, never going through that again." And my mother came out, and people ran up to her and said, "Mrs. Scorsese, what did you think of the reception to the film?" She said, "Just want you to know one thing. We never use that language in the house." We never use, and she went up to people, strangers, saying, "We never use that word, the F word, never use it in the house." But she's right, we never did, you see. The thing,
of course.
We use it, it was the streets. I don't know where he got to talk that way, she said. I don't know where he learned that, you know.
Whenever you mention your mother, I'm reminded of the time that your mother and you, years and years and years ago, came on to the old show, and we cooked, I guess, Mom's tomato sauce, spaghetti
and pizza,
sauce. Yeah.
Pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it pizza?
Yes,
Yeah.
pizza and tomato sauce.
Yeah, she was terrific.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Tell me about the new film. This was shot entirely in Morocco,
Yes,
right?
in Morocco. Yeah, it was shot in a town called Ouarzazate.
Oh, I've been there.
Yes. It's
Stayed at the Hyatt.
yes. I just want you to know. Ouarzazate, believe me, Ouarzazate is a town over the Atlas Mountains, overlooking the Sahara Desert. And it was originally the last outpost of the French Foreign Legion.
Oh.
There's not much to do there. If you're going to make a film, you better get to it and just get out there as fast as possible.
Is there still a French Foreign Legion?
Yes, there is, but not there. Not there, I don't think.
What do they do? What did they do at one time? When they were there, when they were patrolling the Sahara, what were they doing other
Colonizing.
That's what they were in charge of.
Oppression, colonizing, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Village to village, you know, beau geste, you know. Algeria, though. I think they're really in Algeria now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not now anymore.
You got their hands full there.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Hang on a second. We got to do a commercial. We'll come back. And by the way, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Kundun, yes.
Kundun. All right. We'll be right back here with Mr. Scorcese, ladies and gentlemen.
You're the best in the world. The gold medal is delicious 100% premium milk chocolate. It also comes with delicious hazelnuts.
Scorcese about Kundun, and you're in Morocco.
Yes.
It's set in Tibet. The film.
Yes.
You obviously couldn't shoot in Tibet.
No, we couldn't shoot there, no, because we wanted to shoot in India, but there's a problem. They have a border with China. And they didn't think it was a politically appropriate thing to do.
Be in danger, perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we moved everything to Morocco right away, and it was really great shooting. It's a great country to shoot in. The only thing is, I'm really a New Yorker. So the desert, like we were looking for locations. We were checking a location, a little village way out somewhere, and I was in a Range Rover. My daughter was behind us. She was in the back seat. She came out to visit, and I'm sitting there, and the French driver is driving up the road. And he stops the Range Rover. He says, you see it? With a French accent. I said, yeah, I see it. He said, the Viper, you see the Viper? I said, yes, I see it. Yeah, come on, we want to get back. I don't know what he's saying. And I said, I see the Viper. Viper.
Oh, Viper.
It was a Viper, yes. So from that point on, we had a snake man on the set.
Really?
Yes.
Now, I didn't realize that in the desert there were snakes.
Oh, yes. No, many cobras and
that
vipers,
right?
Yeah. And usually the Vipers would find their way into the art department with the Italians and the British. I swear. Every day he checked out my trailer, he checked out. This guy was great. He would take them and put them in his pocket, kiss them.
Here at CBS, you find most of the snakes in programming. But now you mentioned your daughter. She just came for a visit, or she was working on the film?
Just for a visit for about 4 or 5 days on a location scout.
That's
in
pretty
Morocco.
nice, I would think, to have your family with it.
Yeah.
And in watching the film, and I don't think I knew this at the time I was watching it, but I'm told now that there are no professional actors in the cast.
No. Ellen Lewis, who has been my casting director since Goodfellas, went to India. We went there for a while with her. We left her after about 2 weeks. She stayed for another 6 weeks. Went through every Indian city dealing with the enclaves of Tibetans who spoke English, and sent me back videotapes, and that's how we cast the picture. Of course, we also have to cast the kids. And I hadn't worked with that many kids before. We have a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 12-year-old, and then the 18-year-old Dalai Lama. But the 6-year-old, it was fine. The only thing is a 2-year-old is really a 2-year-old.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You don't realize that. It was the first 2 weeks of shooting. And the kid, after the first day or so, he was no longer amused. He ran the set. Finally, after 3 days of throwing things around and running back and forth, after 3 days, we'd say he was coming on the set, and you'd see grown men on the crew cry. I said, their heads in their hands. And finally, we said, look what we have to do. Obviously, we're not going to get the footage. We have to build a clown house around the camera.
Yeah, build
a house, we painted clowns on it, we put airplanes on the lenses. Look here, that sort of thing,
We went through the same kind of period with Paul. Remember that, Paul? A couple of years ago?
That is really unfair. That is unfair.
Let's. I want to show people a little bit of this movie.
Okay.
It's stunningly beautiful.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
just amazing. It's one of those things where every scene is like an oil painting, a landscape or something. It's unbelievable. And I don't know exactly what we're going to see here. Why don't you tell the folks, Marty?
This is a scene in which the 6-year-old Dalai Lama escapes to his parents' house in the summer palace to eat with his parents. He's supposed to stay with his
It's an historical profile of the Dalai Lama.
The whole film, yes.
Okay, here we go. There you go. They're not actors. That's the unbelievable part. The film Kundun and opens nationwide on Friday. Another lovely piece of work. Good to see you, Martin.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, sir. Thank you for being here. Martin Scorcese. We'll be right back. Here from the Gingerbread Man, fine actor, great director, Jim Nance from CBS Sports, hosting the Winter Olympics, Mr. Big Shot, Winter Olympics, and the Spice Girls. That's tomorrow night. That's Scary Spice, Sporty Spice, Posh Spice, Baby Spice, and Ginger Spice, formerly known as Sexy Spice. Ooh. Was not getting enough respect as Sexy Spice.
I see.
Now Ginger Spice.
This is better,
I'll be right back with some closing thoughts on tonight's program. They won't be on the program tonight